So there was a moment in time where I was going out and going to bars and going to clubs intentionally and having experiences just so I could come back to the studio and write about them and put it in my music. I would go to the club on a Friday, Saturday night, go out with the homies, have a good night for sure, have drinks, turn up a little bit, meet some girls, have conversations, and let the night just flow. And with the intention in mind, though, to bring back stories and put it back into my writing. And I guess it was just the vibe that I was in at the time. I was going out looking for inspiration pretty much, traveling to the club, traveling to the bars, and traveling people's minds through conversations and bringing it back to the studio. So I don't really go out as much these days as opposed to then. So yeah, I guess it was just the vibe that I was in. But this video is called Let Your Art Inspire Your Travels. And it's a flip to letting your travels inspire your art, a previous video that I'd done, which was talking about, letting your travels that you already done inspire your art. Well, this video is about letting your art and what you want from your art inspire your travels. So going to the club and going to the bars is, I guess, a good example of how that relates to what I'm talking about. But if you want a certain vibe in your music, in your photography, in your paintings, in your dance, in your craft, if you want a certain vibe, you got to go out sometimes and find it and be one with it. If you want to learn a language, for example, you really have to immerse yourself in that culture with those people to really learn as much as you can, as quick. And it's actually easier to learn when you're immersed. You learn faster when learning a language. I learned how to speak Fijian when I was in Fiji, and it's easy to learn when you're younger, but within the 3 years that I was there, I became fluent in speaking Fijian because I was just immersed with the culture and the people. So sometimes you gotta go, if you want a vibe in your art, you need to go firsthand and experience that vibe. And right now, I'm working a job over here in Melbourne to, stack my funds so I can travel overseas. I've got certain projects in mind with a certain vibe for sure. So, I'm looking at going back to places that I've already been, such as India and Nepal, because the vibes over there really resonate with me, and the culture, and I think the religion and the philosophy of life really resonate with me. So, keep an eye out for that in the future. Certain sounds I want to be able to pick up and collaborate with over in India, over in Nepal, and make the music that I'm making more unique with the Australian sound that I already have, and mixing it with other cultures and other sounds I think is quite rare and hard to find. And it's something I'm passionate about because I've already been in touch with the cultures over there in India and Nepal. They have the Hindu religion, they got the Bollywood music, and their language is, to me, it's beautiful to listen to and to hear. Some people may not like it, may not like Indian music, and may not resonate with them, but for me it does. And so, if I want a certain sound in my art, I have to go there and experience it and find people that I can collab with. So that's, for me, trying to find the right inspiration and vibe within my art, I have to go out and collect it firsthand. So, and it's not just India and Nepal that I want to go to. There's some other countries that, as far as my photography that I'm doing, I want to be able to get certain cultures, certain type of people within my photography. So that'll lead me to places, and it'll lead me to interesting places for sure. We don't just travel physically though, from country to country, from state to state, but we also travel mentally, we travel spiritually, and there's so many different ways to travel, romantically. When I say travel mentally, we can read books, we can watch videos, stimulate our minds instead of just traveling in the physical body, but we can travel within our minds. So, pick up a book if you can't get to a country, I guess, pick up a book and read about it, and read about the culture, and find keywords maybe that you're looking for if you're a writer. Listen to music and be inspired by that sound if you can't make it to the country. So you can travel mentally, spiritually, getting in touch with different philosophies of life, different spiritualities. You can travel to different planes and bring forth that energy and that vibe without going anywhere. You can do it within your room if you're tapped in enough. And, travel romantically if you're in a relationship, or, it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It can just be the circle around you, but you can travel through your friends, through your family, through conversations, and bring certain energies out of them and certain vibes and frequencies and funnel it into your art. So traveling isn't just physical. Traveling is mental, spiritual. There's many different ways to travel, and I'm sure, as for me, I like to discover new ways of traveling. I like to discover new ways of learning and experiencing life. And sometimes we're bound to one place and we can't travel, so we have to flow and we have to improvise sometimes. And the earth is to be explored as well. If you can travel and you do have a passport, take advantage of it and get out there, travel your town, travel your city. I'm not sure if I brought this up before, but my homie Jerry, he used to live in the city, and I used to go out there. Maybe he used to live in an apartment like not the top floor, but it was pretty high rise in Melbourne City, and the view was crazy, and it's really, compared to where I live in the suburbs, it's nothing to compare to. So I would make it out there maybe once every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and I would just go out there just to catch a vibe, really, for something different. And we would hang out. I would be I would chill on the balcony and just soak it all in, the crazy city views that he has. We would have some drinks, we would have conversations, and because he lives in the city, he has a different perspective on life, so I was able to bring back those conversations and bring back those experiences and put it back into my music at home in the suburbs. But yeah, the earth is to be explored. We've been blessed to be on this earth, so if you can't go overseas, just go and do your thing where you can. Travel out to the mountains, travel to the beach, go out to nature, go out to the city, go out to different towns, speak to different people and collect inspiration and vibes, and collect information and bring it back if you're an artist and put it back into your art. So whatever type of vibe that you're looking for to put in your art and that you're trying to put out there in the world, sometimes it's best to go firsthand and collect that information and that inspiration. So yeah, this was just another video, talking about traveling. Traveling's something that's really close to my heart, and that's been part of my DNA, literally for a very long time. So it's something I love to talk about, and I hope it inspires you to go out there and travel and have new experiences, because the more new experiences that you have, the more refreshed your art will be. So hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next one, peace.